Welcome to the Resiliency of the Human Spirit podcast, where we share all about human triumphs for the collective's healing and empowerment. I am your host, Priscilla Hanley. My guest today is Vicky Theunissen. Vicky is a holistic psychologist who has learned through many intense experiences in her life how important it is that our body, mind, and soul are well connected. Because she is proof that this can save lives. She helps individuals regain their real identity by helping them attain clarity and healing in their lives. Without further ado, I'm going to bring Vicky on right now. Hi, Vicky.
Hi,
How's it going?
I'm doing good, thank you. How are
Thank
you?
I'm good. Thank you for joining us here today. So we connected on a call, I want to say maybe 2 months ago, where you shared your a very empowering life journey. And so I will open the floor to you now to share your story with our audience on how your life transpired and led you on the path to be a holistic psychologist. That's very interesting.
Okay, it's always a challenge for me to explain this in a short way because it's a big story, but I'm going to do my best. It starts with my mother's sickness. When I was 16 years old, my mother started with having weird behavior. Later came out that she had Alzheimer's at young age. It started when she was 48, so it was super heavy. A sick bed for 10 years in total. And because that happens, made me already start doing my own research because I noticed that the doctors, the specialists, don't have so much knowledge than we actually think, or we hope that they have. That the healthcare, who we actually fully put our full trust in, we don't have so much about it. With all the respect, I saw a lot of specialists, a lot for 20 years in total. So, because for me it was weird that no doctor couldn't tell me where the sickness is coming from and what we can do about it. Nothing. Yeah, we don't know where this is coming from. So this made me do. I was always a child who questioning a lot. It always like there was something strange in the world. I had a lot of questions and something is weird. I had always my own opinion and I don't let anybody tell me something. If you tell me something, you need to explain it. So with that, it made me do my own research because how is it possible was what I thought that you go to a university for, I don't know, maybe 10 years or longer, and you still don't have answers about the most important questions. So I started observing people in the hospitals, asking questions about everyone. And what I noticed was that doctors can only give a diagnosis when a sickness is at a late stage, actually is already too late. And then they can actually do nothing about it, then give us medicines to suppress the pain, or actually we get more sick.
Yeah.
Or, you don't solve the problem. Psychologists also, yeah, they look at our behavior and try to make a change in that. And if that's not working, you give you also medicines to suppress the pain. And that was something I like, okay. And also, because the sickness for my mother was very heavy, my life next to that was always very challenging. So I started searching to go to a psychologist because I lived my life in my own next to my mother since I was 16. That's super heavy. And what they told me is, yeah, but Vicky, you don't need a therapist because you are super wise. I learned something from you. And I thought, uh, I am a child from 16, 17 years old. I have a super heavy, challenging life. I just want something to talk with,
Right.
So I was like in a position like, help, help. My life was in war. And I was in my own with my sick mother.
Right.
And the people who you think you have the most trust in, they can't help you. They can't tell you nothing. So I was like, okay, I need to be my own hero. So was when my journey started at doing research about everything. To make the story short, 10 years later, after my mother sickness was already 10 years going on. I got an accident by myself and I was almost dead by myself. And on that moment, the doctors told me, or actually the people around me, because I was in a coma. I don't know nothing from this. I was only from what they told me. I thought 5 days in coma. So not so long, but for me, 2 weeks of my life were totally black. I know nothing about. But what they told me is they told my surroundings that the chance that I will survive is very little. And if I will survive, I will be bedridden. So they need to think if they want this for me. Luckily, my coma was just only a few days. Otherwise, everybody who knows me knows that I don't want to live like a plant, like a tree, like,
Right.
So I got a second chance in life, so I need to be here still, I think. So I came out of my coma, and what the doctors told me then is you're in a very heavy situation because I have heavy brain damage. You go to a center where we're going to help you to live with your new situation. Because from now you are bedridden, maybe you can make it in a wheelchair for the rest of your life, but you never walk again, but you're going to help you to learn to live with this. At the same time, my mother was on the end of from her sickness. So my head was only about good story, because I already know how much knowledge they have. Good story. I appreciate you as, a specialist. They saved my life because we need them if we need surgery or, they are here not for nothing. But I know also that they don't have much knowledge. So when they told me this story, I told them, no, thank you for the information, good story, but that's not going to happen.
Good
because
for you.
yeah, because I know, first of all, nobody's going to tell me what I can or can't do anymore. I know myself very well, And I'm also a very optimistic person. I listen to my own voice and you feel it. If you know yourself, I know not much people know themselves, but if you do and you listen to your body, you feel. When it's not possible, you feel it. So on the same moment my mother was on the end of her life, I couldn't visit her, she couldn't visit me, so I needed to do her and the preparation from her dying bed from my own hospital bed.
Wow.
By the phone, super heavy, while I was in a very heavy situation. In my head I was very clear, I know everything, because they told me that they asked me questions about, who you are, or what was your work and everything, and I answered everything very clearly. I don't know nothing about it, but they said that, So, but of course, physically, I was in a very heavy situation because I needed to learn everything like a baby from the beginning, sitting, standing, walking, and it was super heavy. And at that same moment, my mother was on her dying bed. I needed to fight for myself.
Right.
And when I, was resting, doing the preparations for my mother's dying bed, but because for me, I had an almost dead experience, by the way. I shall tell more later about that. For me, I didn't know what was happening with me. I only had in my mind that my mother is sick and she has, the nurses who take care of her, of course, but for the rest, nobody. So I have no time for this. I need to go to her. So I'm not going to live in a center for 2 years. So it was super heavy. So I told myself, okay, Vicky, you have 6 weeks and you need to walk on your feet. You need to stand on your feet. And you walk out of this hospital and go to your mother. Because I know mentally I'm very strong, always already. But if I couldn't do the end bed of my mother, I know mentally I never know. That was a problem. That's going to be a problem, So I thought whatever it takes. If I need to follow her after a week, and we die together, then it needs to happen.
Right.
I don't want to be, don't get me wrong, but no. My mother's my everything. No. And I know, I feel it's not my time here. Otherwise I was already dying. well, this was the expectation from the doctors. No, I'm gonna survive this. Watch me, So I had 6 weeks. I give myself 6 weeks. Well, the doctors told me I have 2 years, and after 2 years, I still in a wheelchair. I thought, no, in 6 weeks I walk out of this door. Look at me. Not that I want to prove myself to anyone, because I don't care, with all the respect, what anybody think of me, but just for myself, like, hey, no, it's not gonna happen. So I made it. Don't ask me how, with falling down and standing up, and it was a struggle. Doctors came with five people. They came standing around my bed, and I was telling them stories about when I can go home. I need to go home. My mother, I have no time for it. And I noticed that they weren't listen to my story. They only look at me like if they saw an alien. I noticed that they look at me like they saw something really strange. And that's why I started asking questions. And then a psychologist from the center there explained me, Vicky, we thought that we made a mistake, that we switched the brain scans from another patient's with yours, because we never saw that someone with this heavy brain damage is in this situation. I said, yeah, well, I thank God on my knees. And then they say, it's not about luck, it's because your personality. You are an example for so much people. I thought, I'm just Vicky. I didn't understand what they're talking about. I don't know. I thought my life was just always very challenging, and I did nothing than trying to survive. And because my life was like this, I thought that it's normal that everyone have a life like this. I didn't know better, So I had no idea why they look at me like I was a strange person, So later they explained me like people normally with the brain damage I have on paper, they will be in a situation that they're indeed bedridden. Maybe they can make it like twinkle with their eyes or make some noises with their mouth, but they're fully maybe in a wheelchair, but a big wheelchair, you know what I mean? A very heavy situation. I thank God really that I'm sitting here like this, but they say it's not about luck, it's because of your discipline and the person how you are. I know that I'm a very optimistic and happy person already. Since I was a child, my parents already said always, you was a Sunday child, always laughing, Everyone who knows me always tell me, Vicky, you're always funny, you're always happy. But nobody has an idea about my life, how heavy actually my life is. Because I don't talk about that. I don't know why, I mean, I just like more to talk about the nice things. But because I was almost dead, people get to know this, because then they hear, hey, do you hear Vicky is maybe dying? And that's how people get to know my story. And because the doctors react like this to me, they told this to people in the center. And this came into the situation that people started to reach out to me. And they asked me if they can talk to me because they heard about my story and I felt so inspired by it. Another doctor later I saw, I saw much doctors, different specialists, because I want to hear all the stories from them, because I'm someone who do research and, most of them told me, it's just not possible. I need to accept, everything. How much I thought I'm going to survive this. Good stuff. It's not going to happen. They told me, well, Vicky, you don't understand it. Well. Or they told me, sometimes we see that people are coming out very well, because there are people who are going in the first year very fast, make very fast progress. But then they start getting more, more situations more down. And then it's just about lucky years, just about bonus years. So actually that means it felt like I had a time machine on my leg.
Time
on my
limit,
body. Because I know this not gonna happen, but still, yeah, of course you are afraid. I think, okay, in the back of my head only, I didn't believe anything what they said, because that's, it's needed if you want to come out of it. But of course, as a human, you still have in the back of the head, okay, you feel that there was something heavy going on with your body,
Right.
And then a doctor told me it is possible that people come out like this, but only 1 out of 100, and that's only people who have a lot of discipline and believe in themselves. So, okay, yeah, I thought, well, if that's the situation, then I understand why people then ask me for help, because I waited 10 years before I decided to share the story with the world, because I don't feel good to talk about myself like this. I'm just me. I don't see myself as an example of something special at all. I mean, I'm not special, because if I can do this, I'm a normal human. Everyone can do this.
Right.
And already for 10 years, I got questions for, did you need to speak on events and do some coaching, or I don't know, write a book or do something with it. And everywhere I'm coming, because I travel a lot, people from all over the world, I don't know them, and they start come to me and said, wow, you are a beautiful person, you have a beautiful aura. I don't know them, I didn't speak any word with them before, and I saw people staring at me on a terrace when I just was sitting with my friends, and I see an older couple looking at me and laughing at me, laughing, not like just laughing friendly to me.
Mm-hmm.
And I thought, and then they tell me, sorry that we're staring at you, but you are a very beautiful woman. I mean, your face is very friendly. And I thought, okay, this is what happened before my almost death experience. Before this accident happened, I always had something that people always ask advice on me for some reason. I don't know why. Maybe because I need to grow up fast because of my life. I don't know.
Mm-hmm.
But since my almost death experience, since this happened, this is what I experienced in the world, and it made me a bit scared in the beginning. I thought, what is this? I'm very, I'm not someone who likes to be in the spotlight. I'm not needed, So this was very uncomfortable for me, and I didn't understand that. Oh, so I was just surviving, So yeah, it took me 10 years. I said yes, of course, because from Facebook, I started to share quotes, like, I don't know, just if I scroll and I see a quote, I think, yeah, this is what I agree with, I share it. And maybe someone has something about it, And the people started to reach out who know me, and they said, like, Vicky, I have a friend and she feels very bad. She tries already to go to psychologist for years, but she don't feel understand. And I told her about your story, and she want to talk with you. Do you want? And I thought, I'm not a therapist. I'm not a coach at all. It was also not my planning to be, actually. I'm actually in a very heavy situation by myself, and I just tried to survive. Because my mother died 6 weeks after I was falling down.
Right.
There was a lot going on, but in that period, people asked me, and everyone was giving me advice, Vicky, you need to think about yourself. But sorry, I can't. If somebody asks me, even if I'm dying, but I breathe my last breath, if somebody asks me for help, because I know mentally, yeah, it's no problem for me. I have something, looks like some gift from the universe. I don't know that I can do this. So there's a reason that people ask me for this. Well, I'm actually not a coach. So yes, I said, yes, I helped you for my dying bed on the phone, People who also had a family member who was sick, and also at the end of the bed, or someone who didn't want to live anymore, didn't come out of the house anymore, didn't live anymore. I mean, hey, if they said that they want to talk me, and they talk over the years with people, and they ask me to talk, I mean, that's a blessing. I mean, I can't say no. I have times when you're in my bed, so
Right.
So because those people told me, Vicky, I go for years to therapists and I didn't feel understand, and I have a few conversations with you and I directly feel empowered, and I was going outside, make a walk and laugh again, and I thought, wow, well, I feel super blessed that, I didn't know that I said something special, because for me it was just a normal conversation. But I'm happy that you had something about it. I just tell about my experience. Maybe you have something about how I see things, how I handle it. Maybe you have something about it. And they say, yeah, it helps me a lot. So because of those people, they told me, still the day from today, that I inspire them. But I feel is you inspire me to do this, because if this is the reaction from, if what you have, if you felt so bad after talking with me, I mean, if I wanted or not, I never was thinking about coaching people or something. But then I feel like this is what I have to do. Maybe this is the reason that I had a second chance in life, or maybe it's my calling. Maybe you inspire me to do this,
Right.
So this is actually long story still, but this made me come into the road from coaching up to the holistic psychologist.
Wonderful. So, what is holistic psychologist? Because I don't think many people
Oh,
have heard
yeah.
about it.
Yeah, it's something that's been seen as actually something weird, or alternative. How you say it in English? Alternative healthcare situations. For me, I didn't know. Also, I wish that when everything started, when my mother's sickness, that there was someone. I mean, not someone like me, but I mean just someone. Now the person I am is like, I lost my mother from Alzheimer's at young age. So that's a sickness from when you literally dying slow. I saw her literally dying slowly. I did her dying bed all on my own, of course, with the nurses, with the doctors, but managing all on my own. I had by myself almost that experience. I needed to fight myself from literally like till now how I am. I am very spiritual, and I'm someone who very much research. So with all the knowledge together and my own experience I have now, I wish that there was someone with this, package that could help me. I mean, hey, why didn't tell me? Didn't anybody tell me about this? Because this is something what we indeed don't know, because nobody is telling about us. About, for example, in school, how important it is to take care of ourselves, to love ourselves, to how to handle our emotions, because I didn't know that for that too. I also was someone like everybody. Emotions, we have no time for that, and you just need to be strong. Just put it in a closet, up, and need to be strong. Think that you are super, that you are a superhuman, So, but because of this, for me, this wasn't a very heavy situation. So I don't want to make anybody scared. But because I did this, there happened a lot in my life. Very heavy, deep things. Too much for a normal human at a young age. So because of that, I needed to do everything on my own since I was 16. And I had no chance to feel my emotion, put attention on my emotions. That was the reason that I literally fell down, because it's how we got sick. I wanted to know, after my mother died, 10 years my mother died, but 10 years my own sickness. I had a lot of time when I was sick by myself, very heavy, that I needed to rest much, and had a lot of time to do research about everything. So I wanted to know how we got sick, how we get this diagnosis. So what I find out is it starts with emotions, how we feel.
Yes.
But because we don't allow ourselves to feel, what happens if we suppress our emotions, we're going to feel automatically mentally not really good. And then automatically, that's how we get sick physically. That's exactly what happened with me. First, emotions, I'm someone who is mentally very strong because I never was in a deep depression or something. Well, I actually had all the reasons to kill myself already 6 times. But that's the gift I have, the blessing from I'm very clear in my mind, very happy, very optimistic, and always focus on the good things, even if the list with the good things like this. And
Right.
yeah, I don't know, just a talent I have. I thank the universe for this, really. But I'm still a human, so I had no time because I needed to take care of my mother, work 50, 60 hours in a week to make everything possible. I needed to try to get myself out of other situations that I needed to deal with were going on in my life. That was why I feel also physically more bad. My health was going down. And I was already in a burnout. I felt already down a few times, but I couldn't give myself over to it because who is going to take care of my mother? Who is going to have money and pay my rent? And who's going... Because of that was going on too long. I fell down literally with my head on the wall. Very stupid accident with big consequence. This was why I was going in coma. This was like I had a skull base fracture and now brain damage for the rest of my life. And this is also for sure, I'm not a doctor and I don't pretend to be, but this is how we got sick. Every heavy sickness, this is how it starts, for sure. I saw my mother, I saw so much hospitals and so much people with different kind of sickness. I talked with so much people. This is what I saw already. But I asked the doctor where this is coming from. Sorry, but I don't need to study to see this, to make this logic. I mean, yeah. So it's weird, actually. So this is actually holistic psychology. Because the difference from normal psychology is that they look at your behavior and try to make a difference from it. And if that's not working, they give you medicines to suppress the pain because they don't have a solution. And also they don't search for where it's coming from, whatever, Holistic psychology is seen as something very weird, but it is just nothing more than a holistic wall. We are not a body. We are a soul who have a body. And everyone is focusing on look good, going to the gym, for example, 5 or 7 days in a week, eat healthy. But you can do that for the rest of your life. You can eat healthy. You can go to the gym as much as you want, but there are a lot of stories for people who get a heart attack or get very sick. How that's possible? Because you forget to take attention about your emotionally and mentally state of being. And this is holistic psychology. We look at the wall. So if somebody's coming to me and they tell me, for example, whatever, I'm not a doctor, but if somebody's telling me as a holistic psychology, I have pain in my shoulder, I already know much physical symptoms are coming from emotional problems, emotional suppressing problems. So I start with, okay, I can already, when I start talking with somebody 5 minutes, I already know, okay, I am very fast with reading people, which kind of person you are. Not for judgment, but just to see which kind of personality you have, how is your way of thinking, how you grow up, how is your situation at home, your family, your parents. Did you go ever to therapy? How did you handle your emotion? Did you talk about, all those questions? First, you get a lot of questions from me. And also because it gives a lot of answers for themselves directly. And then, we're going to look to the wall. How is your wall state of being? Emotionally, mentally, and physically. So how is your way of thinking? How are you handle your emotions? And how do you feel with your body? Do you feel any kind of symptoms? Most people have no idea because they never take the time to sit down actually and feel what they feel,
Right.
till our body is going to give an alarm. Like when you get physically problem, it's the last state from
Yes.
it's an alarm, because before your body give already signs, because you feel emotion, but you suppress them. Then mentally you get your minds going everywhere. Then you get physical problems, and your body is getting an alarm, but you try to ignore it. It's normal. We all do this because we grow up in a world who's teaching us this.
Right.
Yeah, it's
Right.
weird. But this is, holistic psychology is nothing more than this. Focus on the wall, mentally, emotionally, physically, and jump into all those 3 parts, because if those 3 are not connections, those 3 are not connected, it affects the wall.
Right.
And it's super logic. So I don't understand why this has been seen as weird. Much people don't want to know about this. That's why I explain it like this, because if you hear this, I think, it's nothing more logic than this,
Right.
So that's what is.
It sounds like it's the body, mind, and emotion connection. Like a
Yes, connected.
holistic self.
Yeah, connected. But as we programmed and grow up with trauma, suppressed traumas, we lost the connection from those
Right.
3.
Right.
And that's a problem, because if our body is so magical, if we take care of our body, but the whole, emotionally, physically, and mentally, our body has the miracle power to take care of us. But
Right.
if we don't take care of us, our body can't, take care of us, probably. So we lost the connection when we programmed and grow up in this world. So holistic psychology, mentally, emotionally, and physically, we need to make that connection back. And how we do that is to clean up your body with first all the emotions who are stuck in your body, make a big clean from inside, and then automatically you go to think different, and then automatically also much physical symptoms just go away.
Right.
And I want to share this word because it saves my life. I'm sit here. I'm one of the people who the doctors told that I actually need to be dead or living like a tree. I sit here. I mean, this is something. Brain damage is one of the most heaviest thing, and this is, of course, something that's forever. This is a battle forever, of course. But I'm in a much better situation that they told me, much better, and that's all. First of all, because of my mindset and my discipline, my own self belief, how I talk to myself, how I think about myself, and believe in my own power. Next to that, because of holistic therapies, because I take a lot of attention to make the connection for my mental, emotionally, and physically state of being well. And because of that, that solves so much physical problems already. And there are much stories from people with MS, ALS, cancer, the most heaviest sickness, who were also in a wheelchair and told the doctors they never come out. But with food and do this holistic coaching,
Right.
they really out of the wheelchair, and also in a 70-80% better situation. So this is why I want to share my story, just to help people, give hope.
We as human beings, we are so powerful beings.
Yeah.
Like you say, we have been programmed for over thousands of years to give our power away to the doctors, give the power away to the government, give our power away to, people in the family. But, I think this time with our reality is shifting, right? The earth, the planet is shifting. But it's really urging us to go back to our heart, to our center, and reclaim our power, because we are very, very powerful beings.
Exactly. I'm so happy since COVID, it started little by little, that the world
Yeah.
is changing, and it is gonna happen that people talk more about this,
Yeah.
and also that people going to talk about manifestation, visualization. I never heard this word, but when I heard this, I thought that's actually normal for me. I grew up like this, and it has a name. So I'm so grateful that that this is happening and people get to know. But that's also why I don't feel so weird to talk about this anymore.
Yeah, nice.
I
That's
mean, we're all
good.
different. Everyone have their own beliefs, and everyone need to follow their own beliefs. But I'm the proof that it can save your life, and that's just I'm have a story from hope, and that's why.
Well, I'm
Yeah.
glad you're sharing your story because people need to know that, you are proof that, with brain damage and how you heal yourself. So it is possible for other people. If it's possible for you, it's possible for them, right?
Exactly. That's why I tell the story, because people react much times about me like, you are so strong, so powerful, you are so inspiring. But I'm not. I'm just like everyone else.
Right.
That's why I want to tell this, because that's what people make me gonna react if they hear this. No, I'm just like you. Oh, the only difference is that you don't know about it. You don't remember. Get so programmed. But we all have the same power within us. I'm just a human like you all, and I was very young. You know. And so if I can do it, everyone can do this. And that's why I want to share. I'm not special. We all special. Believe in
Absolutely.
yourself. Do your own research. Don't let anybody tell you things, or that's just all actually. Mindset and discipline.
Oh, yes. So let me move now to your business. You said you have a coaching business, correct?
Well, actually, I already helped people like coaching. I mean, I didn't give it a name. I just help people to talk
Mm-hmm.
with them. I mean, and it was never my plan to do something with it actually, because also I was coming out very well, but it was still finger crossed how it's gonna end. So with my health situation. But after COVID, there are a lot of possibilities to do things online, and that gives
Mm-hmm.
possibilities for me too also. And because now, after finding more solutions for holistic therapies, I feel also like, okay, I found that my health is in the position that is possible. And so I started finally since October last year to make an Instagram and to share my story. It was a big step for me because I always had my social media on closed, just a
Oh,
few people, and because I don't like to, hi, this is me, and this is no, I don't like to make movies for myself or present spotlights on me, telling about myself. Or who knows? No, I don't like that actually, but because I helped already so much people with this, and it keeps following me, that people keep asking me for this. It feels like, okay, universe, it sounds like I need to do this, so let me start sharing my story. So actually in October I just made an Instagram,
mm-hmm.
start sharing my story. I will start writing articles because I got a question if I wanted to do that. I thought, maybe good to share my story then, that people get to know me. If there is someone who has hope from it and want to have coaching from me, then they know that that's possible. Here I am. This is me.
Okay.
Because I didn't have papers for coaching. So before I started with that, I got a course for life coaching. So I got my life coaching certificate. I started with that. But after I found a holistic psychology study in Spain, I thought, oh, yes, because this is what I want. Because I had so much knowledge already from my own experience, and
Mm-hmm.
because I studied life so deeply. But you need to have papers, and I want to, because I also studied all types of psychology, just parts from it, just to go into it and see what it is. But I thought, I don't want to study this because those studies over years and I don't learn anything from it.
Mm-hmm.
That's why I started with my holistic study. because with the whole package with my own life experience and all the knowledge, and now I have my papers, I can just help so much people. So now I have my diploma for holistic psychology.
Good for you.
Yeah, I'm so grateful for that. Thank you. So I started with sharing with this, and I'm still in the building stages to make a business from this actually. And now I already do this for a half year, so people know a bit about me now. So now I put it a bit on a lower level because this is not my main focus. I want to focus on something else now because I want to go in the real estate also because there's also experience. I not experience in the real estate, but I come from the sales background also next to this. And it's possible to do this online, and I like to do this because I like to work with people and help people in another way. So I want to make a combination from those two. So my focus on this moment is not on the holistic psychology, but if people want help from me, if they ask me really for that, I can make time for that always. And I do this online for people because then I'm able to help people from all over the world. And in the future, I think from next year, something like that, it's my plan to make my own salon where I live in Spain to also get people physically that they have the possibility to come to me, and then I can do it online. And so I'm in the building stage. I also want to go to speak on events and retreats are going to organize. So that's the plan, but yeah, I'm in the building stages.
Sounds like you're going to be very busy next year.
Yeah, I hope so, because I was living in sideline from life, or wasn't so in a big struggle with my health. I was coming out very well, but still I need to do a lot of work and a lot of fighting to sit here like this. That's just the truth. So I can't, I never could hope that this moment was coming, that I could make my business in this, because I also felt super weird to do this in a business way, to ask money for this. I didn't feel good with this because I did this from the bottom of my heart, you know? So that was the reason also that I waited for long. But now, yeah, I have my papers, you know, and I know I have a lot of knowledge. I know I'm a good therapist. I know I can say that for myself in a healthy way. This is just what I'm doing, my work, you know, now. So then you need to ask money for it. Right. But I wanted to be sure that I have all the papers and exactly be good with myself in the full mentally, physically, and heal, you know, myself fully. And now I can say like, yes, now I'm a good therapist, and I can also ask money for it. I only have my Instagram website now yet, but I'm going to build a website, and I share all the information, all the things I'm going to do, because I had a lot of plans and I like to do a few different things. So I'm in the building stages from everything to do this in a professional way. But if people are interested, then I would say follow me on my Instagram page, and from there you can see more and more coming from me.
So what's the name of your Instagram page?
My business name is Let's Make Miracles True, because, you know, the doctor said it's a miracle how I come out of it. So if I'm a miracle, let's make more miracles true. So my Instagram name is Let's Make Miracles True.
Ah, very nice.
And my website is coming soon. And from there, you're going to see if people are interested in me, from there, Vicky's coming back now in the world. And yeah, the world is going to get to know me now, just in a way like, I feel so grateful that I'm sitting here like this. I'm back. I'm able to build up my life. And it means the world for me, and especially do this with helping people with my own story. And yeah, I'm just so grateful for that. So if people are interested in that, just follow me, and then more things are coming.
Wonderful.
We're going also to make courses that people can buy, you know, if they think it's more easy to don't have life coaching, but do it from a course. There are coming things I'm going to work on. Yeah, I'm building.
Good for you. So we have a couple minutes left. I have a signature closing question that I have for all my guests. So I will ask you the question now. What is your closing message for humanity to help in our collective healing and empowerment?
Listen to your own voice. Listen to your own voice and feel. Feel. Allow yourself to feel, and then you're going to be surprised what answers are coming up naturally. And if it's difficult to feel, start writing, and then it's like you have a conversation with yourself. Something magical is going to happen. If you already do that, you're already almost halfway on the way to heal yourself. It's a difficult road, the most difficult thing you can do in your life. But if you do that, you can create heaven on earth for yourself. Everyone deserves to be happy, and it's possible. It's possible to create a life that you want for yourself fully.
Wonderful. Thank you. I agree with that 100%.
Yeah, yeah, we are aligned for that. That's nice indeed. Everyone is thinking different, or there will be a lot of people who don't believe maybe that there's more between heaven and earth. But yeah, if everyone needs to do what feels good for them, but just, yeah, I share this for people who feel aligned, and yeah, to tell them that there is hope. So just
Wonderful.
hope. Even if there are only 3 people who have something about it, I'm already grateful,
Oh, yeah. Thank you so much for being here today and sharing your knowledge and wisdom with us. You are such a powerful, powerful soul. I just want you to know that.
Thank you. I appreciate that. Much love. What an honor to be here, really. With you too. You're a special woman too. Directly when we spoke in our first conversation, I felt directly like, oh yeah, we are very aligned. Also good energy, warm energy. I feel it directly. So thank you. With you too.
Oh, thank you. Thank you. And for everybody who's watching and listening, thank you for your time. And until next time, bye for now.